Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Battlestar Galactica. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 11 of Battlestar Galactica. I really liked the last episode. I pretty much love any episode where Lee gets to shine. I really like him as a character because he is very inwardly emotional. Like you can see actually him and his father have a lot toiling around inside of them. And I really liked that he kind of had that conflict of not being Starbuck and kind of still doing like a Starbuck move, but making it his own. And I was really happy to see him kind of struggle, and his father saying like, hey, here's this lighter. It was your grandfather's. He always won every case that he tried when he had it with him. And I want you to take it with you today. And not that it did anything, a lot of people have good luck charms that they carry around with them and like little talisman to feel empowered. And I totally get that, but I think Lee being in the position of maybe being allowed to not go by the book, how he was trained, I think helped him, and he got style points. And that's like the one thing with like Starbuck is that the way she does things is kind of with flair. So it's like really memorable. And that's what he did, but he had his own spin on it. He had his own move, and bravo Lee. And I do like that Starbuck was put in a different position in the last episode where she very much had to, depend on her intelligence rather than just her physical ability to pilot. And I think that was actually, both of them were kind of out of their wheelhouse to where he had to kind of think outside the box and move in a different way and fly in a different way. And going up the conveyor belt shaft thing was he didn't know where it was going. Even Gaius was like, how does he even know what he's doing? And he took a chance, he took a risk, and it paid off. And I think Starbuck also having to kind of go out of her own wheelhouse and get a battle plan together and, try to think of how the Silence would think and and she was doubting herself and her ability as well. At the end of it, the smile that she had, she almost had tears in her eyes and she hugs the president, like she was so relieved. And I feel like she doubts her intelligence where Lee sometimes doubts his ability to I don't know, be greater than every time he goes up, because it seems like Starbuck has that ability that every single time she one-ups herself. And I think with Lee, maybe he doesn't feel like he can do that. But now he knows he can. And more tank tops with Lee, please. Now we also had the president with the serpents on her hands during the press conference, which were relating to the Vipers and 2 and 10, which I think is I feel like that's a Game of Thrones thing. Oh, I was of 7 and 10, and that's 17. So 12 Vipers, 12 snakes, 12 colonies, 12 Cylons. Well, shit, it's all coming together right there now, isn't it? I was just I don't know what 12 means. And then you just saw me put a puzzle piece in the puzzle. But her kind of regurgitating scripture, but in a way that I don't know if it's inception into her brain and she just brought it out to the forefront in that moment, if the Kamala extract is making her think deeper and firing up some neural pathways that maybe hadn't been fired up before. If that's the case, I would like some of that, please. I'd love to try it. It might make the room wavy, but think harder and harder and harder and bigger and better. I'm here for it. But we had the religious leader that was kind of are you taking a piss at me? Like you're quoting scripture. And they had this line that was oh, I'm gonna screw this up. What has happened will happen again, or essentially history will repeat itself. And I don't know what that means. She said something about is it a goddess leading people on a pilgrimage to Earth? I don't like when they bring up Earth because I worry Like they're still never going to find it. I know Earth exists. Like I said, I'm sitting on it right now, but I don't know if it's actual, like, if it's like Earth is like heaven to them, or if it's, I'm not sure. So whenever it's brought up, it like kind of takes my breath away, but it kind of makes me a little nervous at the same time. Now we had Gaius at the end of the last episode. Holy crap. Like he just randomly points to something on a picture. And it's really funny. Somebody on Patreon called that a wag, which is a wild ass guess. Yep. That's how I felt too. And Six was just kind of like, oh, really? You think it was just a guess? Like, you think you were lying? Or do you think that like God gave you that answer? And Gaius at the end of the episode going, I'm an instrument of God. Oh my Lord, is that dangerous? Because the ego on Gaius would make us think like 100% he doesn't believe in a higher power. He is that higher power, right? He's greater than most men. And so Gaius has kind of lived in this headspace of there is no God. But then being told that he's an instrument of God, that he has gotten touched by the divine, that he is the being that has been chosen, like that's equally dangerous because his ego just is like, oh, that's yummy. I'll eat that up. And I believe he will. And I feel like we will probably get more comedic moments out of him because of it. Like maybe he just thinks he's invincible or something, or I don't know, like if he starts like praying and being like very like religious led, then I'll just like die laughing because like he's the wackadoo that's talking to himself in the middle of the hallway, and then all of a sudden he's like, the gods, like you look crazy, my good man, you look crazy. I don't know why I said my good man. He's not a good man. He's Gaius. Like I don't even want to be like he's a bad man. He's Gaius. You know what? He's in a league of his own. Why not be an instrument of God, right? There's no one else like Gaius, unless he's a Cylon. I have no idea. Now then we have Sharon and Hilo on Caprica, which Hilo is not aware of Cylons looking like humans. So when he sees Six, he's like, what? She's dead. Her blood was all over me. You killed her. And like, he's very like as I would expect somebody who didn't know that Cylons look like humans, and he still doesn't know. I mean, like the toaster Cylons are like right behind her. So I don't know if he'll put two and two together, or if Sharon will be like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. Like, because then I don't think she would do that, because then he'd be like, wait, you're a Cylon. Like, just saying. So we have that discovery that he's made, and I don't know where that leads, and like the questions he's going to ask, and like the insanity that might ensue. But then we also had Sharon throwing up, and I thought that was very much a Leoben Doral kind of thing, where they're on Ragnar and they're getting sick from like the atmosphere that's around them. And I was like, there's no way that she could be pregnant. And I just want to say, like, guys, you got to watch the spoilers, because somebody's like, what makes you think that Cylons and humans can't have babies? That's an assumption. And I was like, oh, well, maybe she is pregnant then. I don't know. I don't know how that works physiologically. I know that they're biological, and I know that like they look, feel, sound. I was going to say taste. I've never eaten a human, but maybe, I don't know. Take a little chunk of Hilo, a little chunk of Sharon, grill them up, see who tastes better. I don't know. But I don't know how their physiology works together, because like humans can only have babies with humans. Like that's exact science, like a real world earth science. Like you can only procreate, procreate with other humans. That's the only way those genetics work. So if Cylons can have babies from humans, are they making a half Cylon, half human? Because I feel like if you can get pregnant by a human, you are human. So are Cylons just essentially superhuman? Are they just like clones? Like the only thing that's different are like the silica pathways in their brains, or, I mean, because they're super strong and they have the ability of like having their consciousness go from one body to another. I mean, that's kind of like reincarnation, I guess. So it's just like, are they just human? Created by the toasters? Like that, like one makes me think much higher of the toasters, but like the, because they have the Raiders that are also a mix of biology and technology. I don't know. But like, definitely, yeah, watch the spoilers, guys. That's why I don't watch the pictures because I don't want to know what's coming up in the episode. People are like, no, that's what they wanted you to see. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. But also, like some of the comments get through, and there's certain things that like I will think of after I've seen an episode, going like, oh, that's what that person was talking about in the comments. But like that one was kind of obvious. So I'm just saying, don't do that. Let me enjoy it. Let me discover it and watch it on my own. I don't need help with the future. I just hope that you enjoy my reaction to whatever comes our way. So guys, I am looking forward to getting into this episode because we are getting closer and closer to that season finale. And I feel like with this show, it will not only be a big finale, but it'll be like the biggest cliffhanger they could possibly leave you on. So with that being said, guys, let's get into it. How could he forget that kiss and then that death?
You killed her.
We gotta go. Right now.
But did she just see them
That's
too
Tom's
when they were walking?
Terrorist?
He's a prisoner of conscience.
He's a butcher. He blew up the government building. There's no excuse for that.
We will leave this ship in your hands.
Is this a Zarek episode? Interesting. Cloud9 luxury liner. This made it? Oh, beautiful.
I'm James McManus, formerly of the Caprica Times. With me are two of the only remaining legitimate journalists left in the universe.
You guys made it. Congrats.
Every edict this power mad school teacher will try and
Power mad school teacher.
Has any presidential advisor.
Is there going to be an assassination attempt?
Gray orchestrated this whole publicity stunt.
On the president or Zarek?
He is a fatuous gas bag who's made a fortune for kickback deals.
Fatuous gas bag.
Freedom of the press.
As we speak, survivor.
You got to deal with it. That's part of the job.
Fatuous gas bag with like 5 minutes of your time.
Vegetarian have chosen the delegate for the interim quorum of 12. Who would have guessed it? Tom Zarek.
Oh my God.
Of course, being debated
He's got quite a following out there.
He's a terrorist. Who are they kidding?
A ruthless terrorist. Tom
Can
Zarek.
you run for office if you are on a prison ship?
Citizens of the 12 colonies, I am humbled and moved by this great honor.
The winds of change are blowing.
Okay, so this isn't
A new
Zarek
era
doing all of this.
is about to dawn.
But is somebody going to try to assassinate Rosalind or Zarek? I mean, I agree. I don't think she should be able to pick anybody just willy-nilly. Willy or Wally. Anyway, but ooh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know really what the correct move is for that. So guys, in the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below that is not a spoiler. And also, you can watch the full-length reaction on my Patreon. And 2 episodes early, if you want. Why wouldn't you want to? Bad timing again. Try not to look at the screen. Seal. Cool. What's up, buddy? Troublemaker.
Hi, Doc.
Our shuttle leaves for Cloud9 at 0512 tomorrow, so don't be late.
Our shuttle.
Yeah.
Surprise getaway, just the 2 of you?
God's sakes, calm down.
You've been selected as Caprica's delegate to the Quorum of 12.
Me?
Why? The guy who walks around talking to
Is this some
himself and
kind of
humping
joke?
the air?
You got the super genius vote. No accounting for taste. Congratulations, Doctor.
Thank you.
Really?
Is there anything more boring than blood samples?
I agree 100%.
So why is Rosalind insisting on letting so many people come?
Well, I guess she thinks it's important for them to be able to observe how their government works.
I agree.
So basically, she's already running for re-election.
No, Kara.
Lee in a tank top soaking wet, I'll take it. Although I don't think they should be getting into a water fight. Just saying, that's a precious commodity. Let's Let's chill out.
Will President Roslin actually shake the hand of the man many still regard as a terrorist, or will she snub him and, by extension, all people of Sagittarian?
That does present a problem. Like, do you shake the hands of somebody you don't agree with?
Kill me now.
She might. There's so many people with briefcases.
Colonel Ty, Battlestar Galactica. I see.
No need to shake his hand if you don't want to.
My wife. Does she have a name?
Ellen.
You gonna flirt with him, Ellen?
But I think that if you look at the scheduled meetings, you'll see that they concern issues vital to the fleet. In some cases, existing policies regarding matters such as the
Jesus, Gaius.
Elia's not wearing any underwear.
Oh, don't be absurd. Really?
Oh, God.
She's been eyeing you all afternoon.
Jesus. I can't believe he's trying to, like, check to see if she's wearing underwear or not. You fucking dog.
I have a objection.
Not shocked.
The most critical issue of all is nowhere to be found. The election of a vice president.
Oh.
If, God forbid, anything should happen to you, Madam President, we have no designated successor.
That's a fact.
The first item on the quorum's agenda should be nominations for vice president.
I guess he's going to nominate himself.
Second.
Or recommend himself for nomination.
Second.
Wow. Oh. That is a death glare. OMG.
Now, there is only one man here who is willing to work for the betterment of the people in this fleet. And they were gone while I was still waiting for the president's office to return my call.
She's a little busy. She's got things.
Tom Zarek.
Which means that there need to be more people in the government. Like, I like less government, but like still.
The nomination of Tom Zarek for the vice presidency has been accepted. The session is now adjourned.
None of that was shocking except for Gaius seconding. Yeah, I mean, I would just always be weary of his nomination or his motivations.
We need a candidate. Someone who will quickly win the delegate support.
An established name?
Wally?
You got me, Madam President.
Thanks, Wally.
Look, there's no economy, there's no market, no industry, no capital. Money is worthless. This man wakes up every morning and goes to work in this garden. Because it's his job? What job? He labors, but he gets no benefit from his labor.
I mean, I get it, but can you create a new economy when you're trying to survive a war?
You're not interested in the citizens, you just want power. Hey, turn that crap off. Well, you're people. Sort of.
No, I don't like your tone, Flyboy, so why don't you just move along out of here and go enjoy the imitation weather?
I knew that was coming. Oh, God. I mean, I feel like Lee is a little outmatched with that dude. That is a big guy. And of course, she's got her cane. I feel like she's capable with a cane. I don't know. Oh, God. Is somebody going to pick up that gun and shoot this big guy, please? Nice eye, Starbuck. I think that she kicked the bottle and didn't help him, but just was like, here you go.
Are you looking for this?
Jeez, Lee. Good job, Starbuck, but fuck, that like went, get that got way out of hand. Who hit somebody with a bottle?
Now all we have to do is wait until dark, infiltrate the most heavily fortified military hub on this planet, take Galactica and fly her without getting shots of hell.
Is that all?
Good thing she knows this place. Inside and out, probably.
You hungry?
No, not right now.
It is always raining or they're in water. Like these two doing their scenes together, it's like always wet.
I've been trying to make sense out of the two women we saw with the Cylons.
And?
Twins?
I can't fathom why anybody would want to help the Toasters. And they just happen to be twins? It's too weird.
Mm-hmm. You're smarter than that, Hilo.
You think the Cylons could be messing with human DNA?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Cloning people or something?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That would explain how they took us by surprise. They had these replicated humans infiltrating the colonies, laying the groundwork for the surprise attack.
Got a brain on him there. Remember how she left to go to Galactica and now she's back?
No human could do the things they've done. Killed billions of innocent people.
Oh boy.
They gotta be fracking Cylons. Just like the rest of them.
Proud of you, Hilo. Sorry, Sharon.
I carry a lot of money. I need protection.
Right. The money's worthless.
Your friend Zarek pointed that out!
Lee, come on.
I don't even know Zarek. You haven't got anything.
But we don't need anything, Valance. Because this isn't a trial. This is just you and us in this room.
There's no due process. This is your courtroom.
And that would make us your executioners.
Will you both
So you
chill
might
out,
cooperate.
please?
Or else you're going out an airlock.
Is he
Just
silent?
came over here for the booze and the food. That's it.
You know what?
Oh, Lee.
Zarek's not going to win because I'm not going to let him. Meanwhile, you're going to keep Zarek
What
under
do you mean?
surveillance. You're going to tap his phones. You're going to bug his room. If you find anything that remotely connects Zarek to Valance, shut him down.
I don't like that.
College degrees will be
How are you doing? Remember me? We got Valance. And you're next.
It's one thing to talk.
I don't know if he was like, oh shit, or what was that?
Can I get you something?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So you work here now?
Why should I ask the bartender to get me a drink? What's in it for him?
A big tip.
Why would he be behind the bar? That's weird.
Whatever the people want is fine by me.
I appreciate
Everyone
that.
has an agenda. I know I do.
And what would that be?
More drinks.
Same as yours, Tom. Me, myself, and I. Wife of the XO, for whatever that's worth.
Quite a bit. Now,
You are making me like Ty more
That's
and
what I'm
more.
interested in, Tom.
I'm looking for a friend of mine. His name is Valance.
Oh, okay, he does know him. Maybe he doesn't know him, but he knows of him, or he's wondering about him and why Lee talked to him about him. I just don't think there's a connection.
We gotta get to the president.
Is he dead? Well, shit.
Laura Roslyn's political career is very much alive, and to underestimate her would be a very serious mistake.
Agreed.
You miss the limelight, don't you guys?
Yes, I have. You have what, Dr. Bolton? Nothing. You were saying?
So was it suicide or was it murder?
It wasn't suicide. Zarek had him killed.
How'd they get past the Marine guards?
Through the vent.
Oh.
Because I think all of us have had teachers who've made a profound impact on our lives. History.
Thank you,
History is
guys.
full of examples of leaders.
He takes the microphone.
We must survive, and we will survive. Not just for ourselves, but for our children.
You know how much I just like adore Gaius now, and I hate that.
Dr. Baltar, are you in here?
Another bathroom scene.
Madam President?
Wash your hands, Gaius.
I heard you on the wireless. You were very articulate.
She's gonna ask him? My God. Why do I love that? Why do I love that?
Well, then who do you want me to vote for?
I was thinking you.
Me. Look,
Doctor,
Madam
let's
President,
cut to the chase.
I can't believe she trusts him now.
These days.
This is wild.
Under those circumstances, I accept.
But like literally 3 episodes ago, she was like, I don't trust you. Oh.
Wow.
You got an exclusive.
What are you gonna do now?
Now I'm gonna give you an exclusive. After you.
Sex in a toilet stall. Love is alive.
Eric's too smart to take another shot at the president during the summit. He wins the
More
vote,
scenes like this,
he can
please.
take her out later, when everyone's forgotten about balance. Just bide his time to find a better opportunity.
That's great. Do you have a problem with my hygiene?
You have hygiene?
Oh.
I clean up good sometimes, right?
Well, let me know when it's one of those times.
Did he just get out of the shower? He still has blood on his face. That doesn't make any sense.
Gaius Baltar.
I don't know why I'm so excited about that. It's probably the shenanigans that will happen.
In the event of a tie, the president will cast the deciding vote.
We know who she's voting for. Maybe she might go rogue. Okay.
Citizens, I give you your new Vice President, Dr. Gaius Baltar!
The music. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. Instrument of God, Vice President, save the fleet thousands of times.
We're going to do great things together.
I'm sure.
Laura.
Yeah, we're like on first name basis now. It's now look,
The jealousy.
I think the people,
Stop talking to yourself, you weirdo. Nice! Katie! She looks stunning.
The other one's not too bad either.
If you want to ask me to dance, just ask.
I think he wants to do more than dance.
You want to dance?
Horizontally? Huh? Oh, she looks stunning.
That was very nicely played.
It was.
Again. Ah, one thing you should know.
Uh-oh.
I didn't kill Balance. I wonder who did.
Always with creating the paranoia, suspicion, just planting seeds. It's nice to see them out of uniform and having
Madam
fun.
President, good evening.
I missed him this entire episode.
You're still standing.
So are you.
She knew how to make those chess moves. Mom and Dad are gonna have a dance? How fun! I didn't expect this episode, and I really, really like this.
I have a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
Should I be worried?
Always.
Later, my love. It can all wait until later.
She's so manipulative. Ugh, I hate it.
If anything happens.
You don't have to say anything. I know.
Aw.
We're gonna make it, Sharon.
One I love you, I know moment. Are they gonna try to steal that ship? Don't look up, Six. They really don't look up. They don't see people that are up high. Oh boy. Yeah, it's all coming together, isn't it, Hilo? Oh
We're
no.
still alive. Why nobody else?
Hilo! Hilo!
No matter what happens, except for that. That's a big one. Well. I did not expect Hilo to actually see another Sharon. Like, obviously, when the 2 6s walk out, it's kind of like, he's like, okay, like, one of you died, and then I saw the one with the white coat, and then there's another one. It's so funny that they just, like, don't look up and see him. I get it. It's a choice. It's a stylistic choice to keep both in frame. I get it, but I'm just like, y'all have to work on your periphery. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, he was already putting together that the Cylons are now humanoid, which, good job, Hilo. Like all he needed to do was see, like, somebody he thought was dead actually be alive. And, like, he went with the twins thought, which I thought was like, yeah, that would be, like, kind of obvious. Like, if you see somebody that looks like another person, if they're not that person, then they must be twins. That's a very Earth thing to have happen. But for him to, like, go, like, with, oh, they're Cylons, they're humanoid now. And Sharon kind of, like, not, like, really, like, protesting or, you know, kind of, like, but she's just like, yeah, they might be, like, able to love and have passion and have feelings and okay. I mean, that's why, like, I don't want to lean on the Cylon thing anymore. They're more superhuman. Because if they're able to have feelings and they're nuanced in that way, and they're able to biologically be human, essentially they are. Still don't like it. Okay, the meat and potatoes of this episode. We got Zarek back. Not nearly as intriguing as he was in the first episode, because that was very, like, dark and mysterious. And now that we know that character, him being in this, he was, like, really good at being political, which that's that charisma that, you know, some politicians have. And I don't, like, hate Zarek, and I don't disagree with a lot of what he says. It's just his history. Like, when you're in politics, that stuff follows you. You know, he was in jail for 20 years for blowing up a building. I don't know how many people died or what the totality of that was, but it was enough to land him in prison. I don't think that that's the best way to get your voice heard, obviously. And then, as much as I love President Roslin, it felt very Patriot Act to me, and not really a fan of that either. And her trying to game and manipulate the system. You know, like, I'm not a fan of people manipulating anything, whether it is your sexual prowess to get Gaius Baltar to do what you want him to do, or if it's manipulating the political system. It didn't really occur to me that she was going to ask Gaius until, like, he came out of that stall, and I was like, oh my God. I thought she was, like, motivated by something he said, not necessarily like, oh yeah, you're the guy. But she's right. He is the devil she knows. I was like, why would she ask him? Because, like, she literally sat, like, down in front of him as he's sitting in a jail cell and was just like, and then, like, at the end of that episode was kind of, like, congratulating him. And, like, you know, so her saying that's the devil you know, I don't think that we are free and clear of her suspicion with Gaius, which is good because, like, he's still talking to himself in public. Like, it's like, now he's the vice president, which I was like, I love that, mostly because the shenanigans that's afoot with Gaius. What I don't like about it is that also gives Six, in his mind, power to manipulate him into doing things like seconding a vote. Right. So that puts him even closer in charge of things. Like, if she dies of, like, cancer, then we have President Gaius Baltar, instrument of God, doctor of all the people, saver of the 50,000 of the fleet. Like, just it's hilarious how it's like, he's a slime. I don't like him. And then every episode, I really, really, really love every time he's on the screen. And it used to be where I was like, I hate Gaius, but I love to watch him. Now I absolutely love Gaius. I absolutely love him. While, like, you know, like, I'm not going to be always supportive in everything that he says and he does because of Six chirping in his ear, or Six, his brain having Six chirp in his ear. Still not clear if he has brain damage, if he's conjured her as a memory, and like, because her saying like, I have your heart, he's like, yes, of course you do. I'm like, is that true? Like, is that a coping mechanism for him? Like, I'm still not quite clear on what Head 6 is. But you know, like her having any sort of influence on decisions of him being vice president is very daunting and wonderful at the same time. I adore him. I adore him. It took me a hot second, and I had to gradually get there. But like, I really like Gaius. Yeah. Now Ellen, ugh, she really does remind me of like the Real Housewives of Caprica, whatever, Galactica. I know she has her own motivations, and of course she's very manipulative, and now she's kind of in bed with Tom Zarek. And I don't know what she's like talking about the Exo's future. Future for what? The only thing that he could become is the commander of the ship, which means that the commander either retires, dies, gets promoted. Like I don't know. I don't know where that storyline is going. And that's definitely one that'll be a wait and see. And she's actually probably the most human out of all of these people, because like she's just very selfish and, you know, has her own motivations, and like, you know, she could still very well be a Cylon, but like, he seems happy, and I don't like that. I don't like that his alcoholic wife makes him happy. Damn it. But I will say that like her being next to him and her being Ellen makes me like Saul even more, because like I just pity him so much, and I'm like, you poor man, like you are so blind to like the woman that's in front of you. Now granted, when there's only 50,000 people left and your wife is still alive, like it's much easier to go with the devil you know rather than starting over. That's really weird, isn't it? But I found it a little hard to stomach Lee in this episode, which I mean, like he's some of my favorite parts of most of the episodes. I don't know where he got like this like hate for Zarek. Like I understand like what happened on the prison and all that, but like he normally isn't like so run by his emotions that way. I just thought it was like really it was a bit much how he was treating Valance. And the guy that he got into the fight with at the bar, clocking him with that bottle. Really? Who does that? God. But I didn't like the way Lee was speaking down to him either. Like kind of just like almost saying like, I'm better than you. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like you do not treat people that way. But it might have been true, because then he hit him with a bottle. I don't know. But now we have to figure out who actually killed Valance. I don't think Valance was working for Zarek. I don't know why he had a gun. And like, because we were really concentrating on like the bullets and having everything like inside the case, and then, you know, really concentrating on him walking through the crowd without seeing his face. So, I mean, somebody wanted something to happen. Maybe there's another player in the game that we don't know about. I don't know. I feel bad for Wally. Like, I think he found out a little bit about his friend that he didn't like, that she's more fit for political life than he previously thought. I don't know why people keep bringing up that a school teacher can't be a politician. Have you seen school teachers deal with children? They wheel and deal all day long to get kids to do what they want them to do. I actually think that they're kind of perfect politicians. If anything, they've learned patience. I could not be a school teacher or a politician. My mouth would get me in trouble. Either job. So it's better that I stick with what I know. But it really bothers me. It's just when they're like, oh, just this school teacher. Like, that's an educated woman. And she has a lot of experience with people. And like, you can't just discount that because you think that like school teachers are weak. Again, like, what was the one movie? Was it with Jim Belushi, whichever Belushi is still alive, where like he's walking around with a baseball bat and like this gang is attacking the school. Like I know he was a principal, maybe it's called the principal, but like there's movies like that where like teachers are, what's the one with Gangsta's Paradise? The one with Michelle Pfeiffer, like badass school teacher. Just saying, don't discount school teachers because they are crafty, literally, figuratively. Both. But now we have that whole like oh god, I already forgot the name of it, but like the whole ship that's like a pleasure cruise where they're like sunny and it's outside. That's where I would be all the time. Would I? Can they make it rain? Probably not with a water shortage. But anyway, like I would want to be there all the time. It's a really nice ship. And this one didn't have a lot of a drama whatsoever. I do like it, you know, they had like a moment where they were all like kind of living it up. But again, it's a bunch of people from Galactica and they already have kind of this issue with, you know, certain people thinking that those people think they're better than everyone else. And here they are at this fancy party celebrating. So like, I kind of get that side of it. Starbuck, Katie Sackhoff, just like, she's so fit and she's just like, she's goals. She's workout goals, but like the bone structure, like everything, just, she's so stunning. And like, that's not a surprise at all. I didn't expect her in a dress in this episode and I am not disappointed. She is so beautiful and just statuesque. And like Lee, you know, kind of being surprised by it. I mean, that was weird. I don't know if there's a love connection there or not, because she done hooked up with his brother. I if you can't keep it in the pants, keep it in the family, I guess. But I don't know where that's going. Is that a love connection? Weird. Isn't that like your sister? Isn't Lee like your brother? Because Papa Dama, like, isn't that like your daddy? I don't know. Maybe Lee's her daddy. I don't know. But like, you know, everyone having a good time at the party and then Commander Adama asking the president to dance. Like, it's nice to have like those moments where there's like happiness, but like, I always know when I get them, I'm like, this will be short lived. And, you know, then we have Hilo running away from Sharon. Curious how that's going to resolve itself, because I don't think he will deny his feelings. I think he will have to toil with it for quite some time though. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 2 episodes early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. What did you think when she nominated Gaius or put his name in for nomination? Because immediately I was delighted. I think that this is a fantastic idea entertainment-wise. I don't know how it plays out for the fleet and the people, but he was saying all of the right things, but he's also, you know, Gaius, so he will try to say the right thing for as long as he possibly can to stay in the limelight. So not shocked. But you know, like what did you think? Because like I said, I was delighted, absolutely delighted. And Lee's behavior in this episode, do you think it was warranted for him to behave that way with Valance? Because I don't. Quite frankly, it made me really uncomfortable. And I know a lot of people compare like the Gulf War and was it the second Gulf War? War in Iraq. I remember that happened in 2003 because it was like just before, no, it was just after my sister had passed away. So I was already feeling a certain type of way. And then like this war started. So I think I checked out of everything. But I do remember that was quite a time for the news cycle, for behaviors that were less than desirable and for actions and politicians that were also less than desirable. And I know that this show reflects a lot of those things and I totally get it. And I don't mind that. I mean, you have to have inspiration from somewhere. So I definitely feel that it was set in that time. And I find it very interesting when there's those things that mirror each other. And like, I immediately picked up like the Patriot Act and what Rosalind was saying about like, you know, tap everything and, you know, record everything that Zarek says and does, you know, that's very intrusive. And I know she thought it was a great idea, but I personally am like, I don't like it. But guys, come back here for the next couple episodes. I think, I don't know if the last 2 episodes are 2-parter, if I'm making that up. If I am, Xander will put it right here. Or right here, because he loves to mess with me. But guys, that was a interesting episode, a politically led episode. I don't mind those episodes. I actually like those, but there wasn't any space shit. And we need to have space shit. So it makes me happy. Okay, guys, I'll see ya.